15. Most amazing ancient ruins of the world. The world is home to a plethora of fascinating ancient ruins, from crumbling cities to temples that have withstood the test of time. Many of these ancient societies were incredibly innovative and forward-thinking. Just take a look at their meticulous city planning and incredible feat of engineering, some of which we are yet to fully understand. Some of the most captivating ancient ruins are full of thousand-year-old mysteries that will boggle even the most curious of minds. Number 15. Terracotta Army. The Terracotta Warriors are an impressive collection of thousands of life-size soldiers and horses. Located in Xi'an, China, there are around 600 underground pits dating back to the 3rd century BC. They were discovered by accident in the 1970s, when locals were digging for a well point. While many remain unexcavated, 3 of these pits are open to the public and are enclosed within the Museum of the Terracotta Army. Apart from their sheer volume, what's interesting about these clay soldiers is that every single face is unique. They were hand-carved with individual features and took around 40 years of craftsmanship. Number 14. Chichen Itza, one of the most famous archaeological sites on Earth. Chichen Itza was once a thriving city on the Yucatan Peninsula, built by the Mayans in 600 AD. It was abandoned in 1221 when Mayapan became the region's new capital. Highlights include the Temple of Cusco Khan, a giant stone pyramid with 4 stairways representing a compass and 365 steps for each day of the year. It is best visited during the spring or fall equinox, when the sun creates a light show on the stairs of the pyramid. Other must-see sites include the Ball Court, the Wall of Skulls, and the sacred city that was once a site of human sacrifice. When the sun creates a light show on the stairs of the pyramid. Other must-see sites include the Ball Court, the Wall of Skulls, and the sacred city that was once a site of human sacrifice. Number 13. Acropolis. From its perch above the city of Athens, the Acropolis, topped by the Parthenon, can be seen from any corner of the city. First built inhabited by Pericles in the 5th century BC, the Acropolis was eventually transformed into a city of temples. These ancient structures were crafted out of bronze and marble, and some were even gold-plated. Restoration is still ongoing, but don't be surprised to find scaffolding still in place. Many of the original artifacts were relocated to the Acropolis Museum, so this is worth a visit while you're here. Number 12. Bagan. The ancient city of Bagan is a captivating temple town in Myanmar, once the capital of a powerful kingdom. During the 11th and 13th centuries, it had over 10,000 temples, monasteries, shrines, pagodas, and stupas in its zenith. In the years since, these sacred sites have fallen into ruin as a result of Mongol invasions, neglect, and natural disasters. Just 2,000 temple ruins remain and are scattered over the horizon. While you can explore the archaeological zone on foot, the sheer volume of temples is best appreciated from the air. A hot air balloon ride over Bagan is a worthy addition to the bucket list. Number 11. Tikal, with its grey temple tops protruding through the lush canopy of the Guatemalan jungle. Catching a glimpse of the ruins of Tikal is something truly special. A popular day trip from Flores. These remote ruins are dotted with pyramids, temples, and palaces. One of the biggest archaeological sites in Mesoamerica, Tikal was the largest and most powerful of the Mayan cities around 600 AD. Don't miss the Temple of the Two-Headed Snake while you're here as one of the tallest pre-Columbian structures in the Western Hemisphere. Climbing to the top will treat you to incredible 360-degree views of the rainforest and beyond. Number 10. Karnak. The Karnak Temple Complex in Luxor, Egypt, is impressive due to its sheer size, covering an area that's larger than most ancient cities. It's dotted with temples, obelisks, and shrines. It took over 2,000 years to build, and each Egyptian pharaoh left their own architectural mark. Walk through the Avenue of Sphinxes and discovered the Great Hypostyle Hall. This enormous room, filled with towering pylons and solid sandstone columns, is one of the most famous and photographed attractions of ancient Egypt. While you're here, stop to admire the sacred lake and the nearby granite scarab. Number 9. Borobudur, crafted out of an impressive 2 million blocks of volcanic stone. Borobudur in Indonesia is the largest Buddhist temple in the world, dating back to the 9th century. It eventually fell into ruin until it was discovered again in the 1800s. Since then, it has been restored to its former glory and is particularly popular at sunrise. The Troubadour monument consists of 6 square platforms topped by 3 circular platforms. A pathway of enlightenment leads from the base of the pyramid up through the 3 levels of Buddhist cosmology, the world of forms and the world of formlessness. It's decorated with over 2,000 reliefs and 500 Buddha statues, each one outlining a Buddhist teaching. Number 8. Teotihuacan, located on the outskirts of modern-day Mexico City. Teotihuacan is one of the most famous Aztec archaeological sites, but the Aztecs didn't actually build it. Despite many theories, nobody is really sure who did. However, the Aztecs did name it and make it their own when they stumbled across the abandoned city. In its prime, it was the largest city in the Western Hemisphere and home to a plethora of residential compounds and pyramids. Today, it's 2 iconic pyramids. The Temple of the Sun and the Temple of the Moon are the major highlights. Stroll along the Avenue of the Dead and visit the citadel of the Temple of the Feathered Serpent. Number 7. Moai statues with the tallest weighing in over 80 tons. The Moai statues on Easter Island in Polynesia are iconic. In fact, you'll probably recognize them from a picture, even if you hadn't heard of them. These 800-plus statues, most of which face away from the sea, were carved from volcanic ash by the Rapa Nui people. Somewhere between 1500 AD, likely created using rudimentary basalt stone picks. Each of these enormous monolithic statues would have taken close to a year to complete. There are many theories as to why they were built, including as a way to honor important clan ancestors and because of a belief it would improve the soil. Number 6. Colosseum, one of the most iconic Roman ruins. The Colosseum was an ancient gladiator arena unveiled in 88. The 50,000-seater amphitheater was used for staging various events. These included animal fights and bloodthirsty gladiator battles where contestants would fight to the death. The architecture of the Colosseum is impressive, even by today's standards. The outer walls are made up of 3 levels of archways, topped with Ionic, Doric, and Corinthian columns. In its heyday, they were decorated with marble statues. The top level once supported an enormous awning that sheltered spectators from the elements. Number 5. Great Wall of China, spreading through 15 Chinese provinces and autonomous regions. The Great Wall of China is the longest man-made structure in the world. It is made up of a series of separate sections of walls and moats that were built over the course of 6 Chinese dynasties as a defense from invaders. Now, well over 2,000 years old, some parts of the wall have fallen into ruin. Interestingly, for those who wanted to attempt it, walking the entire length of the Great Wall of China would take approximately 18 months. Number 4. Petra. The Rose City of Petra is an ancient desert town that was carved out of pink sandstone cliffs by nomads thousands of years ago. Located in Jordan, tucked between the Red Sea and the Dead Sea. It's hard to believe the city was once filled with green gardens, palatial houses, and bustling markets. Instead, a walk or camel ride through the ruins of Petra will reveal abandoned caves, temples, and tombs hidden within the city walls. The two-story treasury carved into the rock face is one of the most beautiful landmarks in the old city. It's worth viewing for the facade alone, but the interior, with its Indiana Jones royal tomb, is worth a look. Number 2. Angkor. Once the capital of the Khmer Empire between the 9th and 15th centuries, Angkor was a thriving ancient metropolis. Today, the city is most famous for its Hindu Angkor Wat temple that claims the title as the largest religious shrine on Earth. It's famously visited at sunrise when the lighting over the temples is simply magical. But the Angkor Archaeological Park actually includes many more fascinating landmarks. Aside from Angkor Wat, over 1,000 temples lie scattered throughout the forest, rice fields and farmlands. Highlights include the jungle-clad Tomb Raider Temple, with trees growing out of its ruins, and the 12th century Bayon Temple that marks the historical center of the ancient city of Angkor. Number 1. Giza. One of the most mysterious ancient sites on Earth, the pyramids of Giza in Cairo, are truly fascinating. Created as enormous tombs for the pharaohs of ancient Egypt in the 4th dynasty. There's plenty of speculation as to how they were built with such precise and immaculate detail. They're yet another remarkable feat of ancient Egyptian engineering. They were used as burial chambers and were littered with treasure for the pharaoh to use in the afterlife, something that attracted many a grave robber over the years. Don't forget to get a kissing photo with a sphinx. It's pretty much mandatory. Number 1. Giza. One of the most mysterious ancient sites on Earth, the pyramids of Giza in Cairo, are truly fascinating. Created as enormous tombs for the pharaohs of ancient Egypt in the 4th dynasty. There's plenty of speculation as to how they were built with such precise and immaculate detail. They're yet another remarkable feat of ancient Egyptian engineering. They were used as burial chambers and were littered with treasure for the pharaoh to use in the afterlife, something that attracted many a grave robber over the years. Don't forget to get a kissing photo with a sphinx. It's pretty much mandatory.